This is the story of the best garage sale I think I've ever been to. This took place probably 9 years ago, back before I had kids, and it was super easy to go to garage sales every weekend. I don't get out much anymore because it's a pain in the ass to drag kids with me to garage sales. That was like totally my husband and my jam back in the day. Every weekend we'd make a plan and we'd go out garage sailing. I would spend the night before on Craigslist in the garage sales section. I would look for keywords like Nintendo or Sega or Atari or just video games, because if you searched a specific way, you would bring up garage sales that had mentioned selling those. My husband was a huge video game seller back in the day. He would buy out other resellers. You could still go into thrift stores and find this stuff pretty easily. It was like the Wild West back then. And garage sales was a whole other ballgame. You could just find that shit all the time. For some reason, this particular Saturday, my husband had to work, so I had to go it alone. I rolled up on this garage sale nice and early, right when it opened. There were already people getting out of their cars, descending upon it. As I'm walking up the driveway, there's another customer coming down the driveway with a bin full of video game systems. You know, your heart sinks when you see that stuff because that's what you came for, and you're like, shit. Somebody else got the drop, somebody else was here before me, somebody got what I came for. Game over. Not to be deterred though, like I'm already here, I might as well look around and make the best of it. So I get up the driveway and I start looking around at the tables. This is like a 2-family garage sale, so they have stuff spread across 2 lawns and 2 driveways. I'm looking around and I happen to look underneath one of the tables, and there's a clear tote full of video game boxes. I pulled it out, and it's pretty clear when you pull it out, the weight wasn't there for it to be games. It was just empty boxes. And I lifted the lid off, and it's literally just crisp ass Super Nintendo game boxes. Like these people had opened up the boxes, taken the games out, and then neatly organized them in this tote like 25 years ago, and then just forgot about it. Like a beautiful time capsule. Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Zelda, all the Donkey Kongs, like good ass stuff. And I'm just like, oh my god. Game boxes like this in this condition are worth so much money. And I need to go buy this and get the fuck out of here now. And so I'm like, why is this under the table? Like, is this being hidden for some reason? Is this even for sale? So I see the guy who looks like he's in charge of this area. People are buying stuff from him. I sort of try and covertly drag the bin over to him without too many people seeing. I'm like, yo, what's up with this bin? Like, is this for sale? It was under the table. He's like, oh yeah, I'll sell that. $10. What? Are you sure about that? $10, sir. Holy shit. $10. So naturally, I'm like, poker face. Like, $10? Yeah, all right, I'll do $10. I could not say yes fast enough. I wanted to give him $10 and just like not even look around, get the hell out of there before someone else could see what was going on. So I'm fumbling around with my purse, and of course, somebody smells chum in the water and comes over and sees the tote and is like, oh, rad, game boxes. How much you want for that? I'm like, oh god, don't be like, oh, I just sold it to her for $10. So like, he'll be like, I'll give you 50. Like, cause people get like that, right? And the guy was like, no, I just sold that to her. And the other customer thankfully did not try and rip it away from me or offer more money. He just audibly grumbled and walked into the garage sale. I'm like, whew, crisis averted. So I finally opened my wallet, and all I have is a 20. I don't have a 10. So I'm like, you can make change for a 20, right? Nope, apparently not. He was either out of change or was not the one running the cash box. He did not have change for a 20. And of course I'm like thinking, maybe I'll just give him this 20 and be like, keep the change, bye, get out of here. But I'm looking around and I see farther off into the garage sale, he has some cardboard standees up against his house. He's got like some movie ones, I think some beer ones, and then this Donkey Kong. And so I just think on the fly, I'm like, well, how much do you want for Donkey Kong over there? And he's like putting the pieces together. He's like, oh, I'll do $10 on that too. I'm like, 20, here you go, sold. And by the time we're done with this conversation, that original customer came back and was like, how much do you want for that Donkey Kong over there? like swinging a mess. The guy was like, nah, I just sold that to her too. The customer, I shit you not, was like, God damn it, and just like left. So he was pissed that I got the drop on him twice and just left discouraged. The guy who sold it to me was super nice. He's like, I'll go grab Donkey Kong and you just grab the tote of games and I'll help you load it in your car. And I'm like, sweet. And for some like stars aligning reason, I had driven my husband's Jeep to the garage sale instead of my like tiny Del Sol. And I didn't initially know this folded up. So I surfboarded it like flat over top of the Jeep seats. There is no way this would have fit in my Del Sol unless I took the top off and had Donkey Kong like waving his hands out the top. I got it home, I set it up, my husband came home from work and I'm like, surprise. And he's like super excited about it. I'm like, but wait, there's more. I show him the tote of crisp, new looking game boxes and he is like, no freaking way. I'm like, yeah, way. $10 for both. Can you believe it? It was close to our anniversary, so I actually gave him both pieces as an anniversary present. Best wife ever, right? Super wife Tendo, maybe. And he spent the summer selling off those game boxes, making so much money, and then he just left Donkey Kong like as a decoration in his office. In 2015, we had to move for his job. So I'm like, I don't want to take this with me. Let's just sell it. And so I listed it on Nintendo Age, and I thought listing it on there versus eBay would be best because Nintendo collectors, maybe they would pay more. I was sorely mistaken. They could not believe that I wanted more than $50 for it. They kept telling me it was worthless, and I would never sell it. And it was just like, what? Like, what are you guys talking about? This is uncommon. You know, there's nobody else trying to sell one. It's surely worth more than $50. So I just folded it up and chucked it in my mom's basement and I was like, I'll be back for this someday. That someday was a few days ago when I finally remembered it and pried it out of her basement and was like, yep, we're gonna sell it because the marketplace has probably changed a bunch over the last 6 years. And surely somebody will pay more than $50 for it now. Fingers crossed, at least.